Hello and welcome to Rise Above 2K. I'm Gax, here as always with the talent, Unicorn Big. On this festive evening, we've kind of jazzed it up a little bit for the holidays, and here to talk a little NBA, a little 2K. How you doing tonight, Unicorn Big?
Doing good, man. We just beat a really good team in rec, so I'm feeling good about that. And yeah, I had a couple key plays at the end, so feeling good. And the Pistons are about to rock the Trailblazers, so let's go.
Yeah, and I think the Pistons have heard about your wins, so they're just going to roll off of that success, and we're gonna
Yes.
grind forward and blast by the Trailblazers. Um, Today's episode, as most are, brought to you by Shoddy's Jerseys. Go to Instagram, look up Shoddy's, the link's in the description below. Send them a DM with what jerseys you're looking for, player you're looking for, whatever sport it is. They'll get you a good deal. You got to go to Shoddy's to get your jerseys. As always, Unicorn Big for the YouTube channel is rocking a Shoddy's jersey as we speak. A lot of really exciting stuff to go over today, both in the NBA and in 2K. Starting, we're just gonna get right into 2K first. A couple of good wins tonight. Tell me how you're feeling about sort of what you contributed and how it came down the wire, because they were pretty interesting wins that you were a big part of.
So first win, we should have blown them out, and we barely skated by. They had an AI. So The next win was against like 2 or 3 red plates, and, the guy I was going against was a center who had a nasty fade, and I was able to stop it most of the time, had a key block at the end of the game, had, a few key rebounds at the end, and the coolest thing was is we were down 20 points and everyone was just leaving us for dead, including our own teammates, and, all of a sudden, we're within 10, we're within 8, and so all of a sudden it's a tie ball game. And I had a key rebound, got us to overtime, and then we shut the door from there on out. So it was awesome. Great to be back with Drew and 100 and Gigs and Nolan. And yeah, ready to keep grinding. Holidays are coming up, so let's go.
Yeah, it's fantastic to know that some of the trends in the NBA are being mirrored in 2K as well, where being down 20 at any given time doesn't really mean anything. You're a couple consecutive threes away from all of that just disappearing. And those runs are abnormal or not abnormal, and especially with the math being a little bit different these days. This hasn't been indicative of the week you've had. It's been a pretty nasty grind out there with random players in queue, and getting stuck with a couple players who just can't quite hang. Talk about the frustration of solo queue life.
Well, being a big is tough when you're on randoms because if you don't have a good point guard, then you might not get past the ball when you're open. I mean, I've had these games, so I cut to the basket, I'm open. I go back to the 3-point line, I'm open, and then they're heading to the basket 1-on-3, going to get blocked. So that's the way it is. I mean, we've got a Discord of 1,900 plus people, and I think we just need to get better at squatting up,
Yeah.
um, because this random play has can be a little debilitating when you think like, well, I should win at least 50% of my games.
Mhm.
And the good thing is my 3-point shot with this build has gotten way better. I've gotten it up to nearly 54%, which isn't great, but that's from 43%.
Yeah.
I'm really getting used to having high driving dunks, so I'm taking things to the rim with more authority, and just keeping my eyes locked and making sure I'm shutting down that opposing big. But at the end of the day, I think I just need to be more resourceful and make sure that I'm always playing on a squad.
Yeah, well, it does make you think. I mean, obviously, centers have limitations in terms of how they can sort of run a game. Like you mentioned earlier, having a strong point guard is always important, and you never know who your point guard's going to be. You can only do so much, but I do like hearing that you're leaning into a little bit of the more consistency with your play. I mean, over the last 2 or 3 episodes, we've talked about raising your 3-point shooting percentage. We've talked about, not being able to not being afraid to take the shot when it comes to it, available to you, and it seems like you've really leaned into that and made it more of an anchor of your game. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that, when I was playing this last squad, it's definitely like, unless I'm wide open, I'm not going to shoot because I'm the worst shooter on the team. So I want to make sure that I'm facilitating us to make sure we get the sure basket. But when I'm playing with lesser people, it's like, I'm taking that shot. If I have a little bit of an opening, I'm going for it. And if I miss, I miss. I mean, that's the name of the game. I will say though, um, there is this new thing out there called, well, I guess it's been around a while, but it works really well with 2K26, and it's the Cronus Zen. So we were going against this one team today, and I think he was zenning. So basically, what it is, and I'm sure a lot of you out there who are watching this or listening to this already know about this, but there's this little $60 to $100 device that you plug into your PS5, and essentially it makes you green every single shot and have limitless stamina.
Interesting,
So there's
interesting.
there's a Discord out there with 40,000 plus people, and they all zen.
Wow,
So they're all cheating at the game,
wow,
and 2K is doing nothing about it.
interesting. Okay.
So, we're also going up against that, so I'm
Yeah,
sure the guy today was fading everything and making everything and shooting 100%, like, in my estimation, if we're going against a good team like us, there's only one way to do that,
yeah,
and that's to be
yeah.
zenning.
Yeah. That's tough. I can't believe they don't use, like, Respondus or anti-cheat or any of the normal most online games that are competitive have built-in anti-cheat functions. The hardware must just be bypassing any sort of software regulations that the game has.
That's 2K, and,
Yeah.
until something changes, right now, there's at least 40,000 known people out there who are using Zen to,
Wow.
cheat the game.
That's that's really I've never heard of something like that in a game that's ranked and laddered in the way that 2K is. So hopefully there's a patch upcoming. We have I will say for on the 2K development side of things since the start of this cycle, there have been legitimate patches to deal with legitimate issues with gameplay issues. So maybe it's something that they're cooking on and that they're going to do something about it. I at least have my fingers crossed. But I will say to out of all the conversations that we've had, hearing you talk positively about like sort of your more routine statistics coming up and your opportunities growing, and then obviously just grinding hard to try to build out more squad options than the same 3 or 4 guys. That way you're not having to do this all on your own, having to solo queue all the time, and just how not fun that process
It's
can be.
really not fun.
Yeah. Well, and it's a video game. I think it's supposed to be fun, so we're gonna have to we'll keep chronicling those avenues for everyone out there because you're not the only person who goes through these stretches or who feels this way. We've talked about this many times, but your avenue to getting out of it and rising above it, haha, is part of the reason why we're doing this podcast and part of the reason why we're chronicling this journey. And if you're out there and you're running into some of the similar issues, whether it's hardware workarounds or whether it's trying to find a consistent squad or taking control of a game as a center, throw them in the comments, throw them in our Discord. Like we're a community here, so we'd love to hear sort of some of your approaches to getting through some of these stickier patches. But like I said earlier, there's going to be a bunch of Christmas noobs this week, so you get to chew up some of the fat with some of the new people.
Fingers
um,
crossed.
Fingers crossed, right? So exciting stuff with 2K. We will keep on top of it and talk about the journey, and we'll pick that up again next week. But right now, I want to talk a little bit about the NBA. The Pistons are going to battle tonight against Portland, who I think that's a pretty winnable game. But 22-6, leading the East by 2 games. They're just not slowing down. No, it's been incredible. 7-3 in their last 10, and it seems like every time, and that's like their weakest stretch of the season. Like I don't even know what to say. Everyone's producing every night, and it's just It's such a pleasure to watch, and I'm not going to keep you here very long because I know that that's where we're going after that. And your Spurs, 21-7, just 4 games behind the Thunder, who aren't going to lose ever again. And doing a lot of this with limited minutes from their best player. Do you want to give the people just a couple seconds on the Spurs and what you're seeing?
My God, Wimby off the bench is not fair.
It's a cheat code. It just completely
It's
changes the game.
not fair. Um, I do think that at some point they're gonna have to move him into the starting lineup because they have OKC twice coming up, and then they have the Knicks coming up, so they can't do this forever. But I think when the schedule's coming up and you're playing Washington, I forget who they played last night. I think it was Washington, and you can get past those teams with Wimby playing 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, they went Wizards, Hawks, Wizards coming
Yes.
out of the final. That's a pretty decent schedule to sit on.
Yes. 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 And Luke Cornett, uh, who I just recently purchased his jersey of, Luke Cornett
Yes.
did put up 20 uh, against Washington. So, you
He
know,
knew you were supporting, so he was ready.
I mean, Wimby's had a couple games off the bench where it's like 26 points, 12 rebounds, and like 2 or 3 blocks. And it's just like
In like
the
19
dude
minutes.
played 19 minutes.
It's like,
Incredible. It's
yeah, it
incredible, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's sustainable if they want to continue to push OKC, which is probably, who they probably won't end up chasing down. But, the second seed's a big deal too, so I
yes.
don't think that they're going to be able to beat the premium teams with Wimby coming off the bench. That being said, they did beat OKC in the NBA Cup Finals, which
Yep.
does count for the regular season.
Yes, yes, the
And Wimby
semifinals
did
counts
come off the
as a regular
bench.
season game. Yeah. Yeah,
So we'll see.
and they play him again next. I think that game's like tomorrow.
Yeah, and
Um,
Mitch Johnson said it's the plan till it isn't. So
yes.
Mitch
So
Johnson knows, Wimby might know, or maybe they don't. Maybe they're
maybe
just
they
going to keep rolling with it, because Luke Cornett is a hell of a plug in there and start as your starting center when you need him.
Yeah, and I mean, if there's no rush to get him back, I mean, as long as you guys stay above Denver, I think it's gonna be okay, and there's no way anyone's catching the Thunder, except I guess maybe the
And
Pistons.
again,
Um,
let's not forget about Captain Slash, Stephen
mm,
Castle, who has
yeah,
just been incredible. I think this dude could be like Cade Cunningham type good in a couple.
wow.
Well, that's a big statement to say.
It is a big statement
Um,
for soon to be MVP Cade Cunningham.
but they have so many pieces on that team, so much talent. It is just it's incredible to watch. And I think that because my wife loves me, we're gonna get a joint Christmas present to go to the Knicks game on New Year's Eve.
Nice.
So if you are happening to go to the New York Knicks Spurs game in San Antonio, we'll be behind section 103 by the hot dog
At the
stand.
hot dog stand, fan fest.
I've got a sneaking suspicion Sean Elliott will agree to guest on the pod there.
Yes.
So make sure
Yeah,
you're there.
we'll just record it live. I'll fly out to San Antonio. It'll be
Yeah,
perfect.
and then I'm gonna slowly make my way up to the 200 level section.
Yeah, and I'm just hoping that they retweet us. That's all I'm really looking
Yeah,
for out of this.
yeah.
And just a quick note from my second team, the Heat are 2-8 in their last 10. I don't have anything to talk about. This house of cards is collapsing quick, and it's gonna be ugly. We did want to talk today a little bit about our biggest surprises so far this season. The holiday season for the NBA is really like a turning point from where things are kind of going to start getting taken seriously. And with that, we've got a couple teams that have really surprised. I'm going to go first because I was vocal even in our preseason shows and stuff like that, talking about the Boston Celtics. I said with Tatum out, it's everyone else's year to get out of the East. Like if you're the Knicks, the Pistons, the Cavs, like pour all your money into this year and just get past them because when Tatum comes back, the Celtics are going to be omnipresent in the finals. Well, it turns out the Celtics are 18-11. Obviously, Jaylen Brown and Derek White are the high salary players who are doing their work, but they're doing insane work right now. I've been really, really impressed with how Peyton Pritchard has stepped up into the lineup too. And then I also want to note reports came out this week that Tatum is going to be back this year. We don't know when, but presumably for the playoffs, and the way the reporting was written, potentially before. So everything that I thought was going to happen in the East and how I thought the Celtics were just going to have an off year, it hasn't worked that way. They're 4.5 games back at Detroit, and they're playing very, very well. That was not I did not have that on my bingo card. Um, what do you got? What's your biggest surprise? I mentioned them already, but
I guess probably well, I didn't expect the Pacers to be this bad. But that's one of my smaller surprises. My biggest surprise, and as somebody who roots for a rival team in
yes, just a
Central,
couple miles away.
it's good. But man, the Cavs, they're ass. Like
They're not good for
they're
sure.
not good. Like I mean, they're barely skating 500. They just had to score 139 points to beat the Hornets by 7.
Oh, the Hornets are bad.
The Hornets are suck, man. Like you should blow them out. They have so much talent on that team, and maybe
highest
they
highest payroll, highest
thank
payroll in the NBA.
thank you for firing JB Bickerstaff. Like that worked out. Like what is going on in Cleveland? And I was just thinking, as a Pistons fan, we're always looking at who's ahead in the East, but look at the division. Like we're way
seven
ahead.
7 games.
7 games, like,
Yeah.
and Cleveland, like,
Cle
they better
Cleveland's a
get
play-in
going
team.
because we're gonna run this thing running away.
Yeah. Yeah, Cleveland's a play-in team right now. And I wouldn't have expected that either. Like I said earlier, when I thought it was gonna be an off year for the Celtics, I saw Cleveland step up in their signings. I saw Orlando step up in their signings, and I'm thinking, okay, these guys are going to go for it, and it just hasn't worked out really for either team. I mean, Orlando's in the worst division in the world. We'll just call it in the world. So they're going to be all right, but it's you're right. It's been surprising to see them be so lackluster. Like I said, we're at the point where things start to get serious around the holidays. So maybe they'll step it up and figure it out. It's going to be a really exciting second half of the season. Obviously, Thunder's the class of everything, but there are a lot of teams that are looking like they could go on a deep run at any moment, or go on a 9-1 and just flip this thing on its head. So excited to see where that goes. We're going to keep chronicling it as we go. I know that you probably have a lot planned for the week in terms of holiday and celebration and things like that. What does your 2K schedule look like this week? What are you working on? What are you excited about?
Well, I think we'll see what everyone's doing on Christmas Eve and Christmas. We'll see if that's a big play day or not. I'm planning on being on.
Okay.
We have no plans. I'm off of work for 2 weeks, so my hope is that I can get on a little bit of a streak and get that plate back up to where it needs to be and even further. So that's my big goal right now. But also too, like, you know, maybe get some a little rest and relaxation in as well because I deserve it.
It's an important balance, man. It's an important balance, and it'll only help your headspace. Um, well, that's exciting. We'll be back next week to talk a little more 2K, how that grind has gone, where we've gone with the NBA after the Christmas Day games. We're gonna have a bunch of fun stuff going on. I want to remind you again, Shotty's information for Instagram is in the show notes. Go to them. If you're not following us and subscribing to us on YouTube, please do so. There's a lot of good content there, a lot of shorts. We're on all social media platforms, and all the links are in the description below. Follow us because we work pretty hard at the social media side. Unicorn Big, thank you so much for your time, man. And we'll see you again next week.
Yeah, man. As Judy Garland said, have yourself a merry little Christmas.
There you have it. Judy Garland to close out the podcast. Keep grinding, everyone. We'll talk soon.